I remember she was just like, yo, I want to have an abortion, right? And dealing with that too as well, with no one knowing. No one knowing. So no one knowing we're doing that, and I'm still, hey, welcome to Good Burger, home to Good Burger, doing all these shows, making people laugh. That happens, and then what I end up doing right after that, ended up getting her pregnant again, throughout that process, even after we had the abortion. And then ended up getting married, right, as well. I ended up marrying my ex-wife, because we had another baby. We had the baby, right? We had the abortion, but then we had a baby. And she ended up telling me that the baby that was aborted wasn't mine. And so within that process, you are immediately married within a lie already.
Yeah.
If there was ever a sign from God for you to leave someone, I think the first time your wife or girlfriend gets pregnant by somebody else should be it. How he managed to stick around for the second and third time, I have no clue.
He said that he happened to get her pregnant. How you just happen to get somebody pregnant? That's not how that works. Then she goes on, after they get married, by the way, to tell him that the baby they chose not to have was not his. He should have left right there.
It goes back to an old saying that people treat you the way that you allow people to treat you. And it's obvious that his wife had zero respect for him, and Kel had no respect for himself. Because if you have respect for yourself, this is something that you should not even think about tolerating.
Like a goofy, still stayed around. You know what I mean? We said we was trying to make it work for the kids.
And I can understand from his point of view where he's trying to keep his family together. But I mean, dude, there's some things you should just never tolerate. And your wife getting pregnant the first time should have been it.
She ain't gotten pregnant again?
Yeah.
While y'all were together?
Yeah.
And it wasn't you?
Nah, with me.
Oh, come on, Kel.
It wasn't me.
And you stuck around?
Yeah, I stuck around.
She telling you this?
No.
How did you find this out? I want to know how you found this out. You read a letter, you got to it through the phone?
Yeah, okay. All right, so how that one went, there was a thing where we weren't having sex anymore, and we weren't doing anything anymore. Because
you weren't having sex. Clearly she was.
You know what makes you think about? I wonder if he ever got DNA tests for his 2 older children he has with her.
Ugh. Just hearing that is depressing.
It's very depressing, but it's a valid question. Not to mention, those are the only reasons he says that he fought so hard to stay with her. And what they weren't even his biologically. I hope they are.
Man, I just don't see how a guy like that could be in such scarcity. Like, dude, you're famous. You've got a lot of talent. Why do you feel like that's the only person that you can get?
Because I don't think that fame and talent makes you a confident person. Or a person has a high self-esteem. You never can tell. Like he said, like he was still in front of the camera, giving everybody a show, making people laugh.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
But at home, he was going through it. It's like you can't really tell
what people are going through.
You can't, or their psyche.
When I was saying, like, smiling through everything and making other people laugh, you never know what somebody else might be going through at that time. And Kenan was going through his own process as well and things that he was going through, but we both weren't sharing.
Right.
And this is what I talk about with relationship and letting people know what's on your heart. And letting people know what you might be dealing with, because if you don't let people know,
they don't know,
and you just deal with that's a great place for the devil to just play with you.
He might have been had super low self-esteem. You saw he described how he grew up and what he's experienced, what he's been through, all the people passing away, passing away, being killed in his life, all the trauma he experienced.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I had already been through death. Within my family in Chicago, and all these things were going on. At this point, both of my uncles was murdered. I had a friend that was murdered that we talked about. Yep. All this happened around the same time.
I mean, it makes sense why he took a break from his career. Because I always wondered that, like, you see Kenan everywhere. I'm like, he's doing well, You see Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon came from all that, too. And you see all these people doing well. And all of a sudden, it's like Kel, like, poof, he vanished.
Now we know why.
Now I know why. I mean, that can... I wouldn't be able to sleep like that. I don't know how he's able to do it.
Cause my temperament, I can't.
Oh, I
couldn't. I would never.
If I find out someone's cheating, it's done.
It's over.
It's a wrap. It's done.
No,
I don't care how many. I have 5 kids by you. I'm good.
Oh yeah, it's over. It's done.
I'm good.
She ended up getting pregnant by another guy. Now, how that situation happened was that I was at the hospital. She had a sickle cell trait, so she ended up. I'm thinking it's that. we go in there and the doctor comes in and says, yeah, so you lost the baby. And I was just like, hey, yo, what? You lost the baby? And I'm like, oh, I know that's not mine. And so I lost the baby, and I'm like, okay, so she was pregnant at that time. And this was just like, what was going on?
Bro, I mean, listen, I realize it's easy for me to sit here and judge him in his comfortable seat.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know that's easy to do. But I just have to give him a little bit of the blame. I know she's the narcissist. She's the crazy woman. She put him through hell. But just, dude, like you said, have some respect for yourself. I will say this, too. There needs to be some serious, strict laws against paternity fraud.
It should definitely be a crime to the highest level. Because you think about, not only are you tricking someone, you're outright lying, but that person's financial resources are going towards that, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've never heard one of these cases where the guy gets paid back. Ever.
As a matter of fact, in some states, I think, and again, I'm no lawyer by any means, but in some states, after a certain time, even if you find out the child is not biologically yours, if you spend a certain amount of time with the child, the state will still force you to pay child support because the child's bonded with you.
That is insane.
The court's purpose, from what I've learned, is to protect the child by all means. So the parents are kind of like the secondary concern. So whatever's best for the child is what the court wants to do. So if the child's already bonded with the father in this case, that's it.
So basically get all your kids' DNA tested is what you're trying to tell them.
It's gotten to the point where it's like, it seems we have to do that, sadly enough. But also before that, it goes to choosing the right person. I know he was young, but dude, after the first 5 red flags, come on. Seriously.
Yeah, there's probably way more red flags that he missed.
He said that she was a criminal, had a criminal history. He didn't know about it. Dude, he said that her family was on her side when she was committing infidelity, so you didn't see what kind of family she came from, and that wasn't a red flag?
I found it interesting. At one point in the story that he's talking about his wife cheating on him, he mentions that his wife had a guy friend, and that the wife ended up sleeping with the guy friend. Shocker.
Right.
There was a situation where there was a guy, and I had a feeling, you know what I mean, that she was
Did you know him?
talking to somebody. It was one of her friends that used to come over, right? And I was working a lot, you know what I mean? So it was one of those situations. And so I was dropping off the kids, and didn't go to work, and you know how I go. And so one day I decided where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take the car and just kind of like go searching where she might be, because she ain't come home. And so I got in the whip, went driving around, saw her whip, looked different, and I saw it, and I said at the hotel, I was like, yo, okay, there's a car at the hotel. I go to the lobby, you know what I mean, to go walk into the lobby. Turns out dude just come walking down the lobby about to go to the car, my car, and then she was driving, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, okay, what's up? Take me upstairs. Let's go to the elevator, let's go together. You know what I mean? And he's like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? And we go up, we don't need to fight, let's go.
Yeah.
Because I already know what it is.
Right.
So we go up. Of course, she's surprised. Oh, within the room. And, we walk in. I walk in there, and I'm just like, hey, okay, so this is what's going on. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? All right, and this is what you're doing? Okay, so, and I walk out. Because I'm like, I'm not about to fight over someone that...
she already made a decision.
Yeah, you made your decision.
I'm not saying that every guy around your girl wants to smash your girl. I'm just saying that 99% probably would.
Yeah, if they're not related to her, chances are, let's be honest.
And I think the fact that he's such a passive guy probably made it a lot easier for the guy friend.
For sure.
Like the guy, I can imagine the guy friend like literally going to his house, like dapping him up, like, oh yeah, man, what's up? And then 2 hours later.
That's crazy. And listen, I don't want to feed into stereotypes or gender roles. I think that every couple is free to make the decision on who handles what and who does what. But one telling thing in the interview, he mentioned that he said he had no idea what was going on with the finances. He said he gave her full control of the finances, and he just went to work. And
the house was already in foreclosure. Already. It was already upside down because I was allowing her, another thing I was doing, was allowing her to deal with all the money. So I would just use, do the creative side of things, and I would work, here's the money. Everything started to be revealed to me after the divorce, where it's like, oh, money here, there, where the money was going, why we were ended up being where there was no money anymore, my name being signed on different things, my name forged on different things. Everything was being revealed to a point where it was very shocking. Her credit debt was crazy already. She had a past that I didn't know about. That was a criminal past already that I didn't know about. So it was just like all these things were being revealed.
And so when they were going through the divorce, not only was she dragging his name through the mud, changed his children's name that he had with her, right, to the guy's name who she was cheating on him with, and tried to put his name on a birth certificate of that man's children.
That makes me so angry.
That's
man.
crazy.
That's evil.
That's evil. And she forged his name on a whole bunch of financial documents. You know, so it's like, but again, I have to give him some blame. How are you just oblivious to this? Are you just that passive to where you can't put your foot down? I don't get it. But
And the thing that makes this worse is so like his ex-wife responded and managed to make herself look even worse.
wow, how's that possible?
Because the whole entire time, she's not denying anything that he's saying. Like, she never denied that she cheated or anything.
What'd she say?
I mean, she basically said, you know, that he did a bunch of bad stuff too. And like,
Oh, really?
The thing about it is like, okay, do people lie for fame and stuff? Absolutely, right? People lie. But I mean, the way that this guy outed his situation, it's hard for me to believe that any man would like lie about this. Cause this is like, I mean, it's embarrassing, bro. It's bad.
Yeah.
Like, this is bad. If I ever wanted to not feel like a man and get respect, like, this is like the key ways to do it. Like, I mean, what's good about the situation? Like, I can't see him like making this up. Is there a possibility? Yes, right? Because I don't know. I can't read minds. I don't know. Maybe he might be, but I can't see how telling the whole world that you wifed up a girl who had multiple babies by other people, slept with her best friend, controlled 90% of your finances, you didn't even know what you were making as a man.
And I'm not doing this because I didn't know you was going to ask that question. So I'm not doing this to bash her because I feel like we need to pray for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I still continue to pray for her. And I have 2 beautiful children that came out
But
of
she
the
brought
process.
the kids into it.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
TikTok. I mean, they were talking about you
Yeah.
didn't pay and they were homeless and you were dead. I mean, when your kids, I mean, obviously an adult doing that.
Yeah.
But when the kids, your flesh and blood, and you doing all you can,
Yeah.
that had to hurt, Kel.
Well, you're talking about years of a process, and yes, it definitely did hurt.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree with you. There's not much for him to gain, it seems, at least on the surface. Is there something underlying that we don't know about? Maybe. And I also agree with you that I believe him.
Yeah, I believe him too.
But just because I believe him doesn't mean that he's telling the truth. But
Yeah.
he just seems like a genuine dude. I don't know him, though.
I mean, he hasn't been in the spotlight in how long? So it's like,
Yeah.
if he was an attention kind of guy,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a million things he could have already done. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I honestly think, like, if all this stuff is true, I mean, I think there's a special place in hell for people like her and Diddy.
Narcissists? Psychopaths? Yeah.
Yeah, crazies.
Crazies, yeah, for sure.
Good decision, bad decision?
It's all bad. It's all bad. It's all bad.
Damn. All right, guys. If you think Kel made a good decision marrying her, leave a like, leave a comment. If you think he made a bad decision marrying her, leave a like, leave a comment. All right, decision makers, don't marry the wrong person.
Facts.
We're out.